Hello, this is Murli. Welcome to Techsolutions. If you are watching my video first time, don't forget to subscribe the channel immediately and click the bell icon for more updates and like the video to reach more members. Don't skip the video and watch until end. And give your comments or query or specific suggestions, or if you need any specific topic want to explanation in comment section, and don't forget to the comment on video. Hello everyone. In this video we are discussing about problem solving techniques. Right? That means how we can solve any problem. Here we can say first of all where you can solve the problem is by using the computers. Right? Here the computer is the symbol. A computer is the symbol that is manipulating machine that follows a set of instructions called a program. Right? Means here the computer is the symbol manipulating the machine that follows a set of instructions. Is called as a program. Right? Here any computing, you can solve the any computing. Right? Any computing has to be performed. Independently. Without depending on the programming languages and the computers. That means if you can solve or you can computing the any problem, how we can solve independently, means without depending on the any programming language and computer. That is problem solving techniques. Right? Here what is the basic problem solving techniques? What are the basic problem solving techniques which you have to follow? I will explain what are the steps while you have to solving the any problem. Right? The problem solving techniques. Involves following steps. What are the steps will be involved while you have to solving the any problem? That we can see one by one. What is the first one means? First we have to define the problem. After the define the problem, we have to formulate the mathematical model. What is the third step means? Develop an algorithm. Means we have to develop an algorithm. Right? What is the fourth step means? Write the code for that problem. You have to write the code for that problem. What is the problem you have to solve? For that problem you have to write the code. And finally we have to test your program. Clear? These are the steps these are the steps involved. These are the steps involved for solving the any problem. Right? What is the first step? The first step is the defining the problem. That means here we have to define the a clear and conscious problem statement which will be provided. Right? That means the problem definition should be specify the number of inputs and number of outputs. That is a problem defined, and we have to formulate. We have to formulate the mathematical model. What is meant by formulate the mathematical model? Means any technical problem can be provided solved the mathematical. Means you can take the any technical problem is solved in the mathematically. Then we have the full knowledge about the problem should be provided along with the underlying the mathematical concept. Means you can write the equations or you can write the some logic how we can solve the given problem. Right? Next, what is the third one? We can develop an algorithm. Means what are the steps we have to use. Right? Here we have write the algorithm. What is meant by algorithm? Means we are writing a step-by-step process for the given problem how we have to solve it. Then we have writing the algorithm. After that we have write the code for that problem. Code for that problem. That means you have write the code which language you have to require. That means the algorithm can be developed, must be converted of the any programming languages like C or C++ or Java. You can take the any one. After that you have to test your program. In test your program, it will be checking the errors both syntactically and semantically, and also it will be checking for the any errors like bugs. That is the process. If there is no bugs, means it will be executed your program successfully. That means these are the finite number of steps while we have to solving the any problem. Right? I will explain one by one. What is the problem? Define the problem how we have to solve. See, I will take the one example. For that example, I have to explain all the 5 steps. Okay. What is the first one? Define the problem. Here, that define the problem. First, we have to clearly, we have to clear and conscious the clear and conscious the problem statement. What is the problem statement is provided? What is the problem statement is provided? Means what is the problem statement they have to provided? In this problem statement we must be clear and conscious. Right? After that, if you clear about the problem statements, then should be specify. It should specify input. It should specify input and output. We have to specify the number of inputs are required and how many outputs it will be generated. Then it is the main two. Means in the defining the problem or problem definition, you must be clear about the problem statement, as well as we have to analyze how many inputs are required and it will be generating how many outputs. Suppose for example, here I can take one example. What is the problem definition I can take? Suppose if I can take to find average of 3 numbers. To find the average of the 3 numbers. That is the problem definition. Now here I have to clear the conscious and problem statements provided. What is going to be clear and means I have no, what is my problem A means I want to find the average of 3 numbers. That is the problem definition. And I analyzed number of inputs. I have to analyze number of inputs I have to require. Number of inputs as well as number of outputs I have to get. Means based on the problem definition, I can require 3 inputs. I require the 3 inputs and it will be generate 1 output. Suppose I can give the naming. What is the 3 inputs? Suppose one input is the A, another input is the B, another input is the C. What is the one output? One output is the average. That is the average of above 3 numbers. Then I have to clearly understood my problem definition. That is the first step while you have to using the any technique for the problem solving. Clear? What is the need of defining the problem means we have to understand the problem statements clearly, and we have to analyze how many inputs and how many outputs are required. That is the defining the problem, right? Then we can see what is the second step. Here I know what is the problem statements. Find the average of three number. In this I have to identify number of inputs as well as number of outputs. What is the second step? The second step means formulating the mathematical problem. We have to formulating a mathematical problem. What is the second step means? Formulating mathematical problem. Formulating mathematical problem. That means after defining the problem, you have to convert into a mathematical problem statements, right? That means here what you can do, we can take the any technical problem. You can take any technical problem is provided can be solved. Can be solved. How we can solve? By using the mathematical only, right? By using mathematical. Means you can take the any technical problem can be solved the mathematically, right? Here the problem should be provided along with the what are the problem they have to provide it, right? That problem is along with underlying, right? Underlying mathematical concepts. Underlying the mathematical concept means you can take the maximum any problem. Those problem is under the mathematical concepts only, right? Clear? Now here how I can convert my problem statement into a mathematical formation. Suppose in previous step, that is means in define of the problem statements. What is the problem statements? The problem statement means the average of, right? What is the problem statements? The average of three numbers. That is the my problem statements, right? This is the my problem statements. For this problem statements in define of the problem, I have to identify means number of inputs and then number of outputs. Now those number of inputs and outputs will be formulated as a equation. Suppose for example, now what are the inputs I took the number of input is A plus B plus C, then whole divided by 3. That means it is the formula. Means I can formulating the mathematical problem for the given problem statements, right? In first problem, define the problem statements. I have to identify number of inputs, that is A, B, C. After that, output is the average. That is the average you have to calculate. Suppose you can represent here, suppose average equal to A plus B plus C whole divided by 3. This is a mathematical representation of the problem. Clear? That is the formulating the mathematical problem. After that, what is the next step? The next step is developing an algorithm. We have to developing an algorithm. After formulating the mathematical equation, means if you know the equations, then you have to, third one is developing an algorithm. Developing an algorithm. Here, what is the algorithm? You know, algorithm is nothing but a sequence of operations can be performed. In an algorithm, we can perform, right? In a algorithm is the sequence of operations to be performed. Sequence of operations to be performed, right? And it gives the precise plans to the particular problem. That means by using the algorithm, you have to identify the previous plan means how we can solve the given problem is step by step, of a the problem it will be given. There is a need of writing a algorithm. Means what is the need of algorithm? Means the algorithm is the sequence of operations to be performed. Whenever we can perform the sequence of operations, then it will be give the previous plan how we have to solve the given problem, right? Then the algorithm can be the flowchart, or you have to using the pseudocode. Now here you can see what is the problem statements. The problem statement is the average of 3 numbers. Now how we can write the algorithm? How we can write the algorithm? What is the step 1? The step 1 is start. The step 1 is the start. After that, what is the step 2? Here I have to read. I have to read A, comma, B, comma, C. That means I can read the 3 inputs. These are the inputs I can record. Means I can read A, B, C values. After that, I have to convert. What is the second step? Formulating into a mathematical formula. What is the formula? Average. That means you have to calculate, right? Calculate average is, what is the formula? A plus B plus C whole divided by 3. That is the step formatting. Then what is the, if I know the result calculated, then I have to show. That means I can display, which I have to display the average which I have to calculate. And finally I have to stop the process. That is the algorithm. Now I have to write the algorithm, a sequence of process. Then by using this process, I can easily understood what is the problem, how I can solve. There is a need of developing an algorithm for the given problem statements. Clear? There is a third step which you have to using for the problem solving techniques. And what is the next fourth one? The fourth one is we have writing the code for the problem statements. Code for problem the fourth one is code, or simply otherwise write the code for problem. Write the code for the problem which here they have to given, right? Here we have writing the code that is depending on the programming language. Means developed the means converting into the any programming language. Suppose simply here I am using the C language. Here I am using the C language. Here I have to write the code. How I can solve my problem? Simply I have to write the code. There is a main, right? There is a had some free process directly saw that before here. I don't write here. Directly I could go to the problem statements. Now main. Now here I have to require what are the inputs I can require to solve the average of 3 numbers. Means I can require the 3 inputs. All the inputs are integer variables. Then I can declare int A, B and C. These are the 3 inputs I have to require. And I have to use one more variable as the summation of those 3 inputs. Summation of those 3 inputs. And I can declare one output variable. The output variable is a type of floating point. That means I have to find the average. These are the number of inputs I have to require. Then later I can read. I can read what are the inputs I have to need. Then I can put the one statements printf, right? How we can represent enter the A, comma B, comma C values. You have to enter the values of A and B, C, right? After that, you have to read the input by using the scanf function. What are the inputs I can read? 3 inputs. You can represent the format specifier to read the type of values, and those values will be stored in the appropriate address locations, right? I can read the values of A, B, C, right? Then I want to find the sum. Sum equal to, what is the formula? The sum equal to A plus B plus C. That is the sum. Here I have to calculate sum equal to A plus B plus C. I have to calculate it. After that, I have to find the average. After that, I have to find the average equal to sum by total number of values. sum by total number of values. And finally, I have to display the result. Finally, I have to display the result. That is the printf. The average is percentage f is a floating point value, and where the average is available in the avg variable. And finally, I have to close the main. This is the program I have to write for the problem statements. This program is related to the algorithm which I have to write. Clear? This is the need of writing the code for the problem statements, the language which you want to use. That is the fourth step, to write the code for the problem. And finally, the fifth step. What is the fifth step? Test your program. Suppose the fifth step is the test your program. Means it is the program I have wrote, and finally I want to test. I want to test a program. That means the program is executed, or if it will be generating the any error that I want to test. While you have to executing the any program, right, it will be first you have to compile. What is the purpose of compilation? Suppose if you can save the program with the name of avg, that is the average.c, means whenever you have to compile, now this program will be generated avg.objectify. Now after that we have to run the program. Whenever you can run, it will be checking for the errors, as well as it will be linking to the preprocessed directives. Then automatically it will be generate the .exe file. Then it will be execution will be completed. It will be executed and it will be completed when if there is no any errors. If there is a errors, means again you have to debug and rectify the errors, and then you can execute. That is the testing of your program. Means we have to compile the program to identify the errors. That errors may be syntactically or semantically errors. Right? This is the steps which have involved in the problem solving techniques. What are the steps? The first one is to defining the problem. First you have to define the problem. After that, formulate the mathematical model and developing an algorithm and write the code for problem. Finally, test the program. Right? Means in defining the problem, you have to clearly understood the problem statements. What is the problem they have to given? This problem statements you have to clearly understood. After that, we have to convert the mathematical function for to solve the given problem. Suppose it is the mathematical function to solve my given problem. After that, we have write an algorithm. How we can solve the given problem. That means we have writing the step-by-step process for solving the given problem. After writing the algorithm, you have write the code. Using the any language, which language you want to require. Then you have writing the code for the algorithm. Based on the algorithm, you have to write. After completion of the algorithm, and we are writing the code. Once code will be completed, finally we can test the program. The program is executed or not. If it is executed, the program is success. Right? These are the different techniques we have to use for solving the problem. Clear? In this video, I have to execute the one real-time program. I will show. Okay? Thank you. I hope everyone should understood. If you like the video, please subscribe and like the video. Thank you.